Hello, everyone. We welcome you all at SVAR Talk Show, where we invite personalities from gems and jewelry industry and know more about them and their brand. Celebrating 40th edition of India International Jewelry Show, IIJS Premiere, world's second largest gems and jewelry show, happening from 8th to 12th of August at World Convention Center and from 9th to 13th of August at Bombay Exhibition Center, Mumbai. Experience the pinnacle of luxury, innovation, and craftsmanship, where IIJS marked 4 decades of excellence in the industry. Discover exclusive collections, network of global leaders, and be a part of this monumental event in the heart of India's jewelry sector. Also, do not forget to explore the Select Club, featuring high couture jewelry at the Jasmine Hall, third floor at World Convention Center. Let's welcome Mr. Aditya Modak, co-founder and director of Gargi by P.N. Gadgil and Sons, and CFO and COO at P.N. Gadgil and Sons. Hi Aditya, good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Hello. Hi Amit, thanks for inviting me. First of all, it's been a really pleasure to be on your show and representing PNG.
Lovely. Aditya, P.N. Gadgil and Son has a rich legacy spanning over a century now. Can you tell us the story of P.N. Gadgil and Son?
Currently, it is the sixth generation of Gargi family who are looking after the business. So PN Gargi is one of very few businesses in India who span across like 200 years, doing business for last 200 years. In 8 years, we will be like complete 200 years. We are currently 192 years old company. And we are very proud that amongst the top 10 jewelers in India, we are among the PNG Sons is among the obviously the other PNG groups are there. If you consolidate, we might be at number 5 or 6, and I'm not sure. But as a P.N. Gargi and Sons, I can tell you that there is a research report which was published a couple of years back by TFC AMC, if I'm not wrong, where we were number 10. Very proudly we carry this legacy that with us, and the trust and everything that should be associated with the jewelry business is associated with the name of PNG, and so that's how it is going, and we want to continue that thing in future also.
Lovely. And as a consumer, even people have a lot of confidence in the brand P&G and Sons, and we look forward to more such legends to have a great future. And we want to congratulate you for completing the whole 200 years.
Yeah, I just hope because the 7th generation is on the way, so I think in a couple of years they might be also in the same business and they'll drive, because every generation will come with their set of expectations, because the business gets rejuvenated whenever the new generation gets in the business. So we hope to accelerate with more speed once they come into the picture.
Absolutely, and I wish the same. See, the IIJS Premiere is just around the corner now in the month of August. I want to understand from you on the brand perspective that how has IIJS evolved over the past 4 decades, and with the increasing competition from the international jewelry shows, how do you believe IIJS maintain a unique positions and appeal on the global stage?
Yeah, so for last 10 years I'm coming to IIJS because I'm related with this industry for past 10 years only. So what I've seen, even the way it has evolved in last, I think 5 years, I won't say 10 years, in last 5-6 years, it's been very phenomenal. The product line, the innovation. So basically, I think 5-6 years back, I met a couple of manufacturers who were doing the electrofoaming thing, because they already, like I told you, that they already sense that the weight has to come down on the gold jewelry, because the investment will in the particular product or the particular piece might come down. So the manufacturers are already ahead of the time. That I can tell you for sure. So the market intelligence that they have, and they are literally implementing everything, all the intelligence that they have, and the way they are developing the market, they are shaping the market actually, is very credit to them. And overall, the way the show is being getting and the popularity around the globe also. So I have seen many foreign players coming here, buying jewelry from here, because the artisans that we have, the style of jewelry that we make, that cannot be duplicated anywhere. because that's something that we have. If you go to some foreign show, if there is something machine made is made, so once it is a machine made, then everything is lost. The every foreign show will have a similar jewelry. Thoda sa upar niche is fine, but
Right.
the craftsmanship that we have, the handmade thing that we have, the innovation, the designing sense that the Indian artisans and the designer has, I haven't seen it in any of the foreign shows. So, and the way IIJS is, मतलब वो जो 5, 6, 7 हॉल होते हैं, it's like a festival. It's all the buyers are there, all the suppliers are there. So I think IIJS is on completely different level, if you ask me.
Yes, absolutely. And this year, IIJS is coming up with a theme called Brilliant Bharat. How do you expect the theme to showcase the diversity and the brilliance of Indian craftsmanship and the heritage to the Indian audience going to be making a significant impact?
Absolutely. So, PN Gargi, I think most of the chain stores are now working in cosmopolitan cities. So we have to have that diversity in our offerings also. So we are very very much excited about what the manufacturers or the organizer IIJS will be doing under this theme. And I'm damn sure, because we are absolutely, our manufacturers are absolutely, like I told you, on the way ahead of us. And I think I'm very excited to explore what exactly IIJS is going to, offer us. And I'm sure they will surprise us with most of the things. But saying that, the theme that they have already chosen to have, I think it's pretty easy for them, is what I feel, because they are already into that. For us, it is a facade, but for them, it is like a heart for them. It's cultivating the culture. The culture has to come into the jewelry, and it has to be exhibit the jewelry. It has to exhibit the place from which the culture has evolved. So I think they are already very good in it, and there is a platform that they are getting to showcase it. So I think it is going to be very exciting.
Yeah, because I think certainly this is the area of the storytelling where we have to say it loud to the Western audience that what India is all about and the kind of heritage that we come up with. I think that's a brilliant
And
idea.
jewelry is a story, man. That we always talk. We do advertisement around that also. So if you are buying a Mangal Sutra, or you are buying a wedding ring, or maybe the engagement ring, there is a story behind it. So the certain emotions and story and relationship is what that jewelry is all about.
Mhm.
So I think, and we are a nation who are very emotional. If I always say so when I talk about the consumer, I always say we don't have a commercial relationship. मैं मतलब मराठी में ऐसे बोलता हूँ कि आम्ही लग्न करतो. That is like we get married to a brand. So whether it is a consumable brand or jewelry brand, that doesn't matter. So if I'm buying a Hyundai car, next time I'll think of Hyundai first. So that's how the Indian customer thinks, because we marry the brand, is what we feel. So I think we are very emotional and very cultural people. So I think it is going to be very good platform to showcase India's culture to the world. And yeah, I think IIJS will do it. I'm sure about the management, how they do it.
And how excited are you and your entire team to visit the IIJS show? And what are your plans for the show?
Yeah, absolutely. We have I think we almost 20-25 people from our company usually visits, because we have the zone arrangement, and the zone people come because they know the trend in that particular, if the branches are from west or maybe south or east of Maharashtra, then the customer preferences obviously changes. So yeah, we're very excited. We are very the only reason, or maybe the vital reason why the retailer like us, or maybe the small retailer or big retailer than us, will come to IIJS, because they know that something different is going to be there. It's never a thing that you come and say that अरे हाँ last time जो था वही था, कुछ अलग नहीं था. It never happened to me. I have never heard it. Every time we visit, even every supplier is giving different things. The designs are changing. The style of making is changing. So it is becoming more competitive, as well as, so because of the competition, obviously the overall quality gets improved, and that's the basic law of economics. So basically, because of the competition, because of increase in market sizes, product offerings, always all the retailers are very excited to visit IIJS, just because it sets a tone for next year. Usually what happens that we always say that from IIJS to IIJS is our year rather than a financial year, because IIJS sets a tone कि कौन से टाइप की ज्वेलरी is going to be in the market for coming year, and what kind of sales can be driven from those kind of products. So yeah, I think we are very excited to start off our jewelry year from IIJS.
Lovely. Aditya, how has the brand managed to maintain its heritage while adapting to the modern times?
Yeah. So if you see any brand who has sustained for like 192 years, like PNG, they must have done something right at every stage where there is a change in the world of fashion or overall economics, or the social environment in a place where for us it is like in India. So obviously they must have done something correctly, and they must have adapted to the new techniques, new age things which are happening in the country. So basically this is what we are doing since, like we talked about, like for 90 years, and this is what we are trying to do now also. So you must be aware of that PNG Gargi brand that we came up with recently, a couple of years back. That is the step that the newer generation, what the new consumer wants. But at the same time, our foundation is about the the legacy, the trustworthiness that we hold. So that is a perk that we have in our hand. It is a goodwill that we have in hand. So even if you are adapting to newer techniques for newer products, but if you have that legacy with you, then the game becomes a little bit easy for the traditional jewelers or any business. For example, in industry, we call Tata as the something to look after. So it is easier for them. So it's kind of easier for us also. So the generations and the expectation from the customers, the product line, everything is changing drastically in last, like if you must have already observed that in past 10 years. So we do have certain people in place who are very vigilant about the changes which are happening in the market, whether in India or maybe outside India. Because what happens is that usually what happens in US, it gets translated into Middle East and then translated into India. So that kind of vigilance has to be there, and we do have people who have very keen eyes on what's happening worldwide as well as in India. So we do have something. The system is in place. So I think that's what we are doing since last 190 years, and we just hope to continue. So yeah.
Lovely. And Aditya, since when we talk about India and how gold is perceived in our country, it's very different from the Western boundaries, where we look up to gold as a very secured investment options, apart from adorning the gold as a jewelry function also. Lately, in past decade, we have seen the changing taste and preferences of the consumers of adapting jewelry. How do you perceive the current market demand for gold jewelry in India and globally as well?
Okay. So the real constraint which is very much affecting the gold consumption in India recently is the price hike that has happened in last couple of years. It was not a very expected rate of hike that everyone was expecting, including the jewelers. If you go and ask any jeweler also, no one was expecting that much rise in the prices. So that sudden rise in the price has somehow affected the market a bit. If you see Indian consumer, they are now more into the consumables. So for example, if I have a disposable income of say 3 lakh rupees and I want to spend it, so if you ask them what will be you will be doing with these 3 lakh rupees, they might tell you that I want to go to Maldives. So the competition is not always the other luxury products. It can be a lifestyle. So that is the change that we are observing since last 5 years at least, that what we are observing, and the scenarios are changing. So what is happening now? Now they want to have a jewelry, but they don't want to invest heavily into the jewelry. So that's why I think they are more into the 18 karat, and soon it will be 9 karat. I'm damn sure about it that some of the big jewelers must be meeting BSI and government people asking them to launch the nine because just to make the jewelry affordable for the ultimate buyer. Because what is happening that the ultimate net income which is in my hand, I want to spend it on my lifestyle, my luxury. I want to buy a house, I want to buy a car, I want to have an iPhone with me, and after that I will be looking at, because earlier what used to happen is that jewelry was consumption as well as investment. Now jewelry is more of a consumption than the investment. So the perspective of buyer is changing. They don't want to invest. And the second thing is that even if they want to consume, they cannot wear it and go to offices. There are no social events. इतने होते नहीं है, मतलब apart from the Ambani wedding, I don't think so इतने बड़े किसी के यहाँ पे festival मतलब social occasions होते हैं. So the thing is, people perspective towards the gold jewelry is changing. They want affordable, and with the current hike rate, it is a bit difficult to give that jewelry into 22 karat and as well as the affordability. So the trend, I think, is going to be the 14 karat and 9 karat more in coming years, and maybe the diamond is also taking, because we do have a research team who is closely working with our sales team. What we have observed that a certain age group, maybe 35 and below, they prefer more diamond jewelry than the gold jewelry. So again, rather than having big pieces on my neck, they would rather have a half carat of diamond in my hand, or maybe a necklace, or maybe earring or pendant set like that. So there is definitely shift in preferences in ultimate consumer, and we have to be very vigilant. Even if you are a traditional jeweler or new jeweler, you have to be very vigilant, because that change is happening for sure. We could see it in last couple of years. We are observing it in this year also. So yeah, the preferences are changing. We have to change with it. So the gold consumption might remain same in terms of gram, but the purity of that gold might come down. So the overall, if you calculate in fine weight, it might curtail. So the market size might curtail a bit in coming years, is what I feel.
Right. It's a very interesting point that you've pointed out of 9 karat jewelry, which I believe is going to be the future. Because when we see the international market, it's quite prevalent there. So are you think Indian market is matured enough now to adapt to that 9 karat purity? Or is it going to be a stressful decision for them, because on a very cost point perspective, because the affordability part of it, to make it still affordable as jewelry, do you think that's going to be a decision making point for a consumer?
Currently, if you see the demographics of the gold buying people, so there are two different generations who are interested in buying gold. So there is a generation who has a lot of if you see the three major decision making reasons why I buy a gold jewelry. So there is a generation who is like 40-45 plus. They are very much into the 22 karat ka hai ya 24 karat ka hai, and they are very much into that. But if you see the younger generation, considering India is very young currently, and the aspirations of this generation, I don't think the carat matter to them. What they think is that कि अगर मैं 9 karat का buy कर रहा हूँ, so I am paying a lesser price. There is no bluff into that. 9 karat का अगर मैं buy कर रहा हूँ तो 9 karat का rate लग रहा है. If you are buying 22 karat, then you are getting 22 karat का rate. Absolutely. So what they are saying कि मेरे पास gold का jewelry है which is 9 karat का. Eventually, if I want to exchange it or maybe I want to encash it, then I'll get a 9 karat का rate जो कुछ भी prevailing होगा तो. So I think the younger generation are pretty clear about what they want and how they want it. So if they don't want to heavily invest into that, tomorrow what is happening, like we are मराठी ज्वेलर. सो हमारे यहाँ पे कैसे कि अगर इफ यू आर मैरिड देन यू हैव टू हैव अ मंगलसूत्र, ठीक है. देन इफ यू आर गोइंग टू ऑफिसेज देन यू हैव अ कॉर्पोरेट मंगलसूत्र. नो वन इज गोइंग टू आस्क, क्योंकि जो कॉर्पोरेट मंगलसूत्र आपने पहना है दैट इज 9 कैरेट, 14 कैरेट, 22 कैरेट. इज इट लुकिंग ब्यूटीफुल? दैट इज द कॉम्प्लीमेंट दैट द वुमन मस्ट बी लुकिंग फॉर. So I think if 9 karat and 22 karat gold Mangalsutra is serving the same purpose, then they might go for 9 karat or 14 karat. So I think the second generation which I am talking about, which will, if you see currently, that is only 30% of the total demographics. that will grow to 50 and 70%. And at that time, I think we will be saying that the majority of our stock is in 14 or 18 karat or maybe 9 karat. And because there is another point that I think certain temple jewelry, I'm not the expert in the matter, but I think some gold jewelry which is traditional and the big pieces, I think which are made with hands, I think there will be some practical difficulty, to make those in 9 karat or maybe 14 karat because of the hardness of the metal. But apart from that, the contemporary jewelry, I don't think so. People would want to have it in 22 carats. So the market will shift. It might take a 10 years time. But market is on the shift for sure. So I think we have to be very good with the numbers. We have to observe the trends. We have to have our own forecasting system to see what is happening, and we have to be very vigilant. This is going to be a very crucial time for jewelry industry in next decade. I think this is what I feel.
Certainly, and I think your vigilance is actually going to help a lot of manufacturer to understand how India going to react now to the 9 karat jewelry, and maybe they're going to be planning for some start collection.
Yeah, and I'm sure they must be planning already because so I have the understanding of the market to the extent my customer is giving me wisdom about. But in terms of the manufacturers or the wholesalers, they have the wisdom from the different jewelers. Even they are supplying to west, east, north, south, and they know the changing taste in every region.
Exactly.
And if almost 4 out of 3 regions are demanding the same, then they can sense that the market is shifting. So they are I think they will be the first one to understand okay, the market shift is happening. Exactly. So I think I had some communication with one of my diamond supplier for Gargi, and we were discussing, and he said that we could feel that. I think so there were many inquiries to them for 9 karat jewelry, but the BSI is not doing it, so वो हो नहीं सकता. But they have the better sense actually. So rather than my wisdom helping them, their wisdom is helping me. Right. So yeah.
Certainly. Another thing that has been a talking town, is the lab-grown diamonds, which we have been hearing past like a year now, which have been accepted now by the consumers as well. A lot of manufacturers have came up with their stores, and retailers are available there to showcase different styling of jewelry. What is your perspective? Is it going to be the new trend for the young buyers, or how it's going to be keeping it in parallel with the national diamond category?
So we as a group, PNRG group, PNG group, we have a certain different opinion about the lab-grown diamond. We are not very keen about it as a group, and the sole reason is that we are in a business where we are selling products which has an exchange value in future, and usually that exchange value is appreciated year on year, whether it is gold or maybe natural diamond. The prices are appreciating because of the scarcity, the known phenomenon. But when it comes to the lab-grown diamond, what is happening that I think the supply side, the manufacturer side, there is no restriction on that. Mm-hmm. So if you have seen the global manufacturer trend about the prices of those lab-grown diamonds, those have fall drastically last couple of years or maybe 5 years. So for example 100 rupees tha, to aaj 10 rupees hai or something like that. I'm not completely so I don't go with my numbers, but it has came down drastically, and still we as a group feel that it has not yet settled to the level it should be. So by then that level is achieved, we don't think that we will be putting in money into that, because what we want is ultimately, because the trust or the thing that comes with the PNG name, that we want to continue. If my buyer thinks that the product I bought from PNG is depreciating, then they might feel that the brand has not given the worth product. And as a group, we have to be very cautious about it. So as a PNG Sons group, we don't look. So we are not very keen on lab-grown diamond currently. Absolutely, there are players who are very bullish on that. They are doing it, but if you see the trend, most of them are like new setups. and maybe a different company, not the main company, is doing it. Some different bank they have opened and are doing in that place. But I think even the buyers, and if you see the expectation from the buyer while buying a jewelry from a traditional jeweler, or maybe jewelers like us, they are thinking that they are making investment as well as consumption. And on the investment part, we don't think that lab-grown diamond is the thing to go forward. So we have some reservations about the lab-grown diamond. But at the same time, about natural diamond, what we are seeing that, like I told you, that we do have, we are very much aware that the demand for the diamonds is on the verge, so it is going up. People want to have a more natural diamond because they want to have a minimalistic, pieces with them rather than having a heavy pieces. So overall, the market is shifting from gold to diamonds traded gold, maybe 18 karat, 14 karat, 9 karat. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the level.
All right. Thank you so much, Aditya. It was lovely talking to you, giving us time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Amit, thanks to have me, and I hope I had made some contribution that will help the fraternity.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Mr. Aditya Modak, co-founder and director of Gargi by P.N. Gadgil and Sons, and CFO and COO at P.N. Gadgil and Sons. Do not miss the chance to visit IIJS Premiere, where business happens. We'll be back soon with more such interactive session with the leading personality of gems and jewelry industry. Until then, stay active, stay safe. I am Ed Sharma. Sign off. Take care. God bless.